Hi, there you are. My name is Mark Rylance, and I wanted to talk to you today about the Edge Theatre Company. But let's see if the fish and chip shop is open first, shall we? Here, come down this quiet street. My favorite fish and chip shop. You see, with the fish and chips direct from the sea. Let's see if they're open. Hello? Anyone here? We'll come back in a little while, maybe. Oh, this is a wonderful clock and antique watch shop. Look at that lovely clock there. But of course, none of this is real, hey? As if you hadn't guessed. I'm actually on the set of Steven Spielberg's latest film, The Big Friendly Giant, where I'm going to be playing the Big Friendly Giant, and that's blue screen in the back of us. I wanted to talk today about the Edge Theatre Company and my friend Janine Waters, who I've known for a number of years from the time we worked together at the Globe Theatre when we were getting that organization going in its early days. First of all, I wanted to tell you a story actually that Steven just told me today, Steven Spielberg. When he was a young man and at school, his family moved and he was put into a class halfway through the year, and this was in a new community. He had no friends, and indeed it was a community that wasn't very friendly to Jewish people, anti-Semitic, and so he was bullied rather badly during the year. And one boy particularly, whenever he saw him, Steven said he would, in the hallway when they passed, he would bash him with his shoulder, knock him down, and really picked on him the whole year, made his life hell. And at the end of the year, the headmaster asked Steven if he would make a film of this day when the whole class went to the beach and played volleyball and badminton and everything, and Steven agreed. And when he made this film, he told me he featured this boy, who was a very handsome boy and very athletic boy, the boy who'd been bullying him. And whenever the boy did badminton shots, he went in close. And when the boy went running into the ocean, he went in close and got lots of close-up shots of the boy. Really featured him, made him the star of this film, recording the day of the whole class. And that film was shown on pre-graduation day at the end of their year. And after it was shown, the boy beckoned him to come over to the doorway and said, "I need to talk to you." And he took him to one side, this bully who'd beaten up on Steven all year long, and he said, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that?" And Steven didn't know what to say. And the bully, broke down in tears and cried. And I thought, both of us thought at the time, what an incredible use of story. Story to disarm an enemy, if there are such things. Certainly someone who had a lot of power over you and wasn't wishing you well. To actually tell a story praising their better side, and do it so generously that they're disarmed and reveal the vulnerability that's usually behind bullying. Anyway, lots of interpretations of that story. Janine's theatre company, the Edge Theatre, which she co-founded and has brought to the position that I hope you're aware of, with no funding for many, many years, she hunts out people like this, people who are lonely, people who are poor, people who have mental illness, young people in school, lots of different people in the community who don't have access to stories and to the arts. And she enables them to take part in the arts and tell their own stories, or to witness other people telling stories. One of the basic needs I feel that we have as people is to be witnessed, for someone to know who we are and to find a way to say who we are. I read a chapter in a great friend of mine was a psychologist, a psychotherapist, and he said in his maybe 40 or 50 years of seeing patients, that patients who had been told stories when they were children by their parents were much more able to deal with psychological trauma than people who had not been told any stories when they were young. Somehow, the people who had some sense of a story, a beginning, a middle, and end, could be in a situation of trauma and imagine it changing, imagining there being some way of transformation that was ahead. Whereas people, I imagine, who had no sense of a story probably felt they were out in the middle of the ocean with no sense at all of where the shore and safety might eventually be, or any sense that things can change for the better or for the worse. So this access to stories, and the particular way that theatre tells stories, the emotional nature of it, the involvement in other people's stories, either as an actor or a writer or a member of the audience, it's a crucial part of our health. Sadly, a lot of this stuff is now being, the funding for it's being cut, and so we're appealing to people like you to come and help and support this wonderful new theatre company, the Edge Theatre and Company and Arts Centre. To my mind, they are in this great tradition of artists reaching out to those people who don't have easy access to the arts. The Citizens Theatre in Glasgow comes to mind. Joan Littlewood and her wonderful theatre in the East End of London, in Stratford there. This is the kind of young, growing theatre that you'd be supporting if you came and supported Janine and those of us who were already supporting her like me. She's a remarkable young woman, I have to say, and I hope that more women like her will be coming in and leading the theatre. She, on a number of occasions, told me stories when I was part of an executive committee about the nature of the globe that helped me to redefine and think about who we were and what kind of story we were telling in the way that we organized ourselves and the way we behaved with each other. Even at that time, before she was running a theatre of her own, I thought this is a remarkable person who's going to lead groups of people into wonderful places. So I hope you'll join me and the rest of us who are supporting the Edge Theatre and the Arts Centre and help it to really go forward now into what I think is going to be a fantastic next 10 years. Thanks a lot for listening.